Hi, I'm theciaellis and welcome to Grandma's Homestead. Alright, I'm back in the kitchen and I'm doing yet another recipe for Laura Ingalls Wilder's country cookbook, and today we are doing old-fashioned chicken and dumplings. And I'm not going to lie, I've changed it up a little bit because, I don't know, she does chicken pieces, bone-in chicken pieces, and you put them all in a pot and you do the thing and then you leave it. Like, you serve it with the bone-in chicken like what we did with the gumbo on that other video. So I'll show you what I've done differently. I think it's still going to be good. It's still going to be her stuff, and I also encourage you to go into my link below on the show notes below and order this book. It's a good one. It just, every once in a while you just got to do things your way. But we're going to make some chicken and dumplings, and I'll show you what I've got going. Well, alright, I'm hoping that you can see this. I need a camera where I can actually see what is being seen. So I took a whole chicken, and I boiled it, and then I deboned it. And this is a broth, and I'm telling you what, chicken broth that you make on your own with a whole chicken, it's robust, it has good flavor, it has texture, not like texture like you go, oh, I can feel things in there. It's just, it has body. It's just wonderful stuff. In fact, whenever I was having so many terrible allergies a few years ago, I basically lived on chicken broth, and I didn't get tired of it, and I was really glad. But you got to know how to make your own broth. But this is going to be the basis for our chicken and dumplings. So I'm going to turn the heat back on for this and get this going. And it's calling for 2 carrots diced up and 1 celery, one stick of celery diced up, and we'll get that going. Those are basically all the vegetables it has going in it, and we'll cook those until they're good, until they are cooked pretty good, and then we'll add our chicken to reheat it through, and then we'll get started on our noodles part. Alright, the vegetables are going pretty good. Let's add, I'm going to turn the heat back down just a little bit on this. I'm turning it back to medium. Put our chicken back together into the pot so it can be warming through too. Ooh, splattered some on me. Ooh, that's nice and meaty. That was a big chicken. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so good. Alright, now we're going to thicken this some. I've got 1/4 cup of flour in here, and it's saying to add some of the broth to this and mix it thoroughly and add it back to the pot. Alright, I've got it, made it as smooth as I think I can get it. We'll pour this back in, let it cook. So it can be thicken our chicken broth into nice good gravy in here. And while that's cooking, let's start on the noodles. Alright, we're going to do the liquid part of it. It says it needs 2 eggs, a teaspoon of salt, and 2/3 cup of milk. And we'll mix this all together. Now we're going to take 2 cups of flour, three teaspoons of baking powder. Of course, you know that 3 teaspoons makes a full tablespoon, but we'll do this. 1, 2, 3, and 2 tablespoons of butter. All right, now let's add our egg mixture. Alright, it says the dough's needs to be a little bit dry. I believe that's dry enough. We'll find out. Now we're going to take our dough, and it says to do it by teaspoonfuls, and just put it directly into the pot. I remember my mom making this when I was a kid, and it always seems like the dumplings just overtake everything. Of course, when it's all done, it's real good. But right now, it's like, okay, where am I going to put the next one? We're getting there, though. Now it says to put a lid on it, turn it down where it doesn't boil over. Do not take the lid off for 15 minutes. All right, let's check this out. Goodness. I guess you just dig deep and get a dumpling and get down deep, get some of the, oh, the broth didn't get quite thick like I wanted it to. It still looks good. Let's let it cool for just a moment, and then we'll test it out. All right, so we've got our chicken, we've got the carrots and the celery and a dumpling. Let's cut into a dumpling. Let's try to get a little bit of everything here. Still pretty warm. This does remind me of what Mom used to make. Oh man, and with my own broth, oh man, it's so good. Yep. I think this is another one that's going to be a hit. Alright, that's all I've got for you today. That was good. I think that you'll like it if you do it too. And of course, I'm partial to my own chicken broth, but you can follow the instructions the way she says to do it, or you can do it, whatever. This is good. The dumplings were good. I like the way they cooked on there, and then I think you'll like it. I want to remind you that I can be found on X, and it's at theciaellis, or theciae is where I'm coming down, and that's where I put on pretty much not everything. I do my quote of the day, and I do my scripture of the day, and a few other things too. But you can find me on X. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. God bless. I'll see you next time.